Well, welcome back. This is Blood Intent Part 2. I just want to be clear here that this is not us trying to lead or direct any kind of way. This is just an open forum of us publishing our private chats. With us, we do have Quasiluminous, and he's just going to describe a little bit the blood over intent that we were speaking on in this last video. So welcome, Quasi, Daniel, and Lee.
How are you?
What's up?
So listen, being I have a short time, let me just get straight to the point. Your rulers, the ones that suggest they own you, they spill our children's blood over intent to enslave us, and they do horrible types of stuff with that blood, and it turns out the most powerful blood in the entire universe was your own blood placed over your own intent and published for the entire universe to see. And after I did this 90 days after writing on a piece of paper, I intend to worship all and exclude none. I intend to usher in heaven and earth. I placed my blood on it. 90 days after I published that video, I mean, you can scroll back to those videos. I mentally jumped ahead of everybody. And now here, fast forward, and you can see nobody's talking about the black hole sun. One side of a light hole is a black hole. Yeah, nobody's pointing to the center of the dish. I mean, it's just everybody's lagging far behind. And I'm telling you, it's that only the devil hides intent. Everybody knows that. So with that, I was like, well, what is there to lose? I mean, they're spilling our children's blood over, you know, to enslave us. And it was easy for me because I feel like I'm an extension of our Creator, and I'm here to do something very specific. I'm just supposed to make some simple videos pointing out the obvious, and just keep planting that idea in the head of blood over intent. Now, they tell us this 100th monkey effect. We've got nearly 300 videos up there. So I had mentioned to Daniel yesterday in the email that, you know, it's okay, we can relax, guys. We're ahead of schedule. What I'm saying is we're ahead of schedule because we got to let this 100th monkey set in. If you look at blood over intent every day like I do, I just scroll through, I see there's a few new videos there every day. You know, it's gonna take off on its own. Nobody has to push it at all. You go about your own videos, doing your own thing, and just mention and just point out blood over intent, like I pointed out in my video. I just pointed out. I mean, in my videos, I'm trying not to curse as much, but you know, I'm right flat out. Spill your fucking blood over your intent, or you're the fucking devil, because everybody does know only the devil hides intent. Who doesn't know that? It's every language, every culture. And if you don't like to put, I intend to worship all and exclude none, that's fine. Put, I intend to usher in heaven and earth. That's good enough. You don't have to love everybody, but we can still bring forth heaven and earth, can't we? So, I intend to usher in heaven and earth. Put whatever amount of blood on there that makes you happy. It doesn't have to be 3 drops. It could be, look, the first time my blood just ended up all over there. If you see my, you know, and in any case, 3 drops is spiritual, 4 drops is physical. So the 3 drops pointing down in an arrow would be like the feminine, the arrow pointing down, an arrow pointing up is like the masculine. So sometimes I see like 2 people put like 2 triangles up, or you know what I mean? 3 drops, they say, is spiritual, and we're bringing the heaven, the spiritual down. Now we're not dragging it down, we're raising us up, or you know, the frequency, your frequency changes on the heels of blood over intent like you wouldn't believe. You'll literally find yourself decoding everything because you're given the eyes to see, because you're no longer the devil. And it's that, you know, if you're the devil, you don't need any knowledge, because knowledge would be power. And you don't need any fucking power if you're the devil. It's what I was explaining in my previous video. And you know, once your blood is spilled, even if it's just as simple as I intend to usher in heaven and earth, once you publish it with your blood, I'm telling you, it goes straight to the L. That would be the box that they show you at the top above the water. You know, when you see like the Hebrews will show with the dome and the firmament, it's underwater, but then there's like a house of God up there on top. That's the L. That's where my blood sent my video to. And then L is the four-phase, four-letter God in charge of your four-letter DNA. He takes that hex off you, and like magic, you can start seeing. And you can see with me, I mean, really, I can't, it's hard to find anybody with any videos that explain like the type of stuff that I'm explaining. And I'm not bragging. What I'm saying is that this will work for anybody. It'll work for anybody. It doesn't matter who you are once you publish your blood over intent. And what I think is neat about this is that this is real. I mean, I literally went from retard to where I am in a very short time. And what I'm saying is that you literally become the extension of your creator. And therefore you get certain things, like you get your brain back. You get your whole being back. And then from there, you can do anything. Once you have your mind back and you're not under control, somebody else's control, I don't appear to be under anybody's control. I mean, you should hear the way, if you watch my videos, you see I'm trying to work away from the curse words because I know where we're going with this. Eventually, I'm going to have to work my way. How can I do speeches or whatever in front of lots of people with curse words coming out of my mouth? So I told Daniel the other day, you know, I'm going to help him, he's going to help me, and I'm trying to stop cursing and groom myself for what's to come. Because in another year or two, 300 videos there today, it's going to be 30,000 videos there in another year, because things pick up slowly and then they start to roll. It's like that saying, you take one penny today, and then you double it every day, and at the end of 30 days, you have over $1 million. You see what I'm saying? It's going to start doing that, doubling very soon. We're on the verge of that because the 100th monkey effect has been hit. Now it's got to sink in. And when it sinks in over the next year or whatever, it's going to really start picking up pace. So what I want to say is that, you know, I know you got loved ones and family, and it's hard to wake them up. And when you go to wake up your family, you have to tell them it's exactly the way I say it. It's not what you believe, okay? It's already been exposed. Whatever it is, NASA is a hoax. I got air bubbles and all their footage. They do it all in zero-G jets. It's not what you believe. It's been exposed. And I nail a person face-to-face just like that. I tell them it's not what you believe. This has already been exposed. Okay, you have to type it into your computer and see for yourself. And I tell them to start off with one simple video. 200 proves the Earth is not a globe. That's the first video. You show somebody that's being introduced to flat Earth. Because really, 200, they'll be bored. They didn't even watch the 200. They'll realize that the Earth is flat. And then they're ready for the other stuff that comes, like the astral light. Why is it ash trailing? And why, you know what I mean? Why? It's holes and poles. It's the two-ball cane. That's the... Nobody knows what candy canes are for until they stumble across my video. I mean, it's crazy. Your Christmas tree, it's your exclamation point, your question mark. All the symbols are, you know, are showing you what we're living on. So when you see the division sign, you're seeing one sun, and one side of a sun is one side of a light hole is a black hole. So this is the paradox we're on. How is it that the black sun beneath our feet is also above our heads? It's a paradox, and we're trapped on that thin sheet in between them. And you see the division sign, and that's literally what we're on right now. We're trapped between one sun, because one side of a light hole is a black hole. So when you say black hole sun, light hole sun, when you say Jesus, when you say Satan, we're talking about the same thing. That's why, you know, you see Jesus in the pictures as above, so below. He's got 2 fingers down and 2 fingers up. Yeah. That's this. That's this right here. As above, so below, as in, as without. You see what I'm saying? It's all this. It's the same stuff. And people sit there, and now the 666 thing, that's Mother Earth with 3 holes. One side of a light hole is a black hole. That's the 2 holes. Plus there's a Holy of Holy at the center of the dish, where the green astral light comes shooting out. So whenever you see a picture of like a black hole, they show you an accretion disk, and if there's a jet coming out, that jet only comes out if they show you a picture of a star with debris being pulled into the black hole, and then there's the jet coming out. So the source light is the jet that's coming out. Okay, the green astral light That's why plants are green. I know people say it's chlorophyll, but if you look at the aurora borealis, you'll see this it's pretty much green, and that's aurora borealis. If you were to keep traveling in the direction, the compasses all point towards the center of the dish, and they flipped everything on us. This is really like South Park is South Park because they're talking about the asshole. Just like astrolight, they're talking about the asshole. Ash trailing light. So, you know, when you get to the edge, they say it's like the Mobius strip. Like a billionaire got out there, and he built some scaffolding to the top of a wall, and he jumped over the wall, and he reappeared magically right back where he started. He did a hyperdimensional flip-flop.
Wow.
And that means that there's only one way out, and that's the center of the dish. That's why they call it the fucking Holy of Holies. You know, that's where we need to go to get out. So eventually you're going to come across some stuff about Flat Earth where they're explaining how when they created this place, they created it as a cage, but they needed to get out. And that hole at the center of the dish, they hid from us. That's the way out. It's the way out. We need to get to the center of the dish. That's where the Fountain of Youth is. Okay,
Would that have something to do with the North Star?
Forget about the North Star. That's all projected up there. That all shit's up. You got to understand, compasses. Your compass points inward.
Okay.
Towards the center of the dish. What they did is they put the red mark on your compass so that it says north, but it's really pointing south.
Yeah.
Because
The
it's south
asshole.
because there's one hole, the astrolight being the asshole. That's why it's it's the South Pole, because they're talking about an asshole. Because what comes out of the hole is the astral jet. If you were to get close enough to the center of the dish, you would see like a lightsaber shooting out of the hole, which shoots straight up to the all-seeing eye at the top of the dome. That's where the all-seeing eyes. And then so you see candy canes. What you're seeing is that there's a parabolic mirror up there, and it's focusing the sun's light into the hole so that there's green ash-trailing light coming out, which is our source light. Under this body, when your flesh body falls off you, you'll notice that your soul is alive, and it's being powered by that astral jet, which is hitting the parabolic mirror and showering down on all of us. But also, it's at a different frequency than the sun. The sunlight, which is the yellow light, and that's not interfering. In other words, one sun is bouncing off the parabolic mirror going into the hole, and the other one's shooting out of the hole, hitting the parabolic mirror, and showering down on all of us. Can you visualize that?
Yeah.
And in my last few videos, so, I made it very clear, and drew it out for you. I would say, go see that last couple of videos. I tie so much stuff together there. It's crazy. And let's see here. I know we want to talk about blood over intent. The key thing about blood over intent was, look, I know I've heard people moan, I don't want to put I intend to worship all. Listen, I personally intend to worship all and exclude none. I'm going to usher in heaven. You do what you want. I recommend that you don't put anything less than I intend to usher in heaven on earth. Place whatever amount of blood in there that makes you happy, one dab, whatever. If you don't want to pinprick your finger, wait till you have a shaving accident or a boo-boo. Like my son, he had a boo-boo, and he's like, he had hers already written, and he put his boo-boo blood up there, and finally, when he eventually had a boo-boo, he was able to smear something on there, and you know what I mean? So you can pre-write the paper, have it sitting around, and then wait till you have a boo-boo, and then a shaving cut or whatever. If you're squeamish about pinpricking yourself, okay, how often do we find ourselves bleeding? Often, don't we? I mean, at least once a week I find myself nicking myself here or something like that. And
for girls, it's easier.
Listen, your blood is very powerful. You can place it on the back of something, like draw a picture of something, like, look, I don't know, example, like Saturn, for example. On the back of the picture, place your blood. And over the next couple of months, you'll find all this new information is being flooded into your head that gives you insight that nobody has. Because your blood is very, very powerful. And it can be used in a lot of different ways. I only use my blood for blood over intent. It's not a ritual. It's one single time. Your birthday's a ritual. You go to school ritually. Uh, all those holidays that you celebrate ritually. This is one single time. You place your blood over your intent and you publish it beside the reservoirs. You don't do it 3 times. You don't do it. I see other people doing it multiple times. Don't miss it. I'm not saying take down the other videos. What I'm telling you is that this is not a fucking ritual. You're connecting yourself with your creator and becoming the extension of. I don't trust anybody who hides their intent. You shouldn't either. And this is like I was telling Daniel the other day, I said, this is like a sacred child bringing heaven to earth, and we need to take care of it. And we can't let the devils play with it. And that's why I was adamant with Daniel, saying, I really don't want to talk to people's blood beside mine. And, you know, Dan, you guys are good people, I can tell. Forgive me, I didn't mean to miss that other meeting there. I'm going to be here for you guys. Whenever you guys want to Skype, I'm here. I'm making myself available. And I'm going to help out as much as I can. I would like to say that if I'm having ongoing talks with people, they should at least put on a piece of paper they intend to bring forth heaven and earth and place their video beside the reservoirs, or it just starts to get uncomfortable. It's like, what are you missing? You know what I mean? It's not like, you see what I'm saying? It's not, so, I guess that's about it. We've spoken about the blood over intent. It's, I intend to usher in heaven and earth. That's it. Minimum. Okay? Then nobody has to feel like they're being caught up with ideas of worship. And that's just crazy. Your creator creates everything here, and now you're going to tell your creator, I don't like that portion over there that you made. I don't like that one over there. You know, I mean, when I say worship, I mean, I'm not. Oh, I don't know what you see worship. I'm giving you knowledge. I'm giving you information. I'm giving you love. My blood's over there. I'm doing this out of worship of you. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. I'm not bowing down and sucking your feet or whatever, but I mean, yeah. I think that's what people are thinking in their head when they hear the word worship. Now, another thing is like Satan and blah blah blah. And all. Listen, you got to throw all the names away. Only the devil hides intent. It's that simple.
Yeah.
That's it. If their blood is not beside your own on the internet, I'm telling you, the only reason this is happening is because something was placed into me to go down this route. And I believe that, look, I mean, you know, I heard somebody leave a comment like false prophet. Show me one prophet ever spilled their fucking blood and published it. You know what I mean? This is no... It's just crazy. Some people really don't want. And look, like I said, it's that we're all having a chip in this time. Yeah. Okay, it's that we all have to do this together. We're all walking out. If people want to get out of here, there's an exit hole. It's the center of the dish. All compasses point to it. I'm telling you, that's where we're going to be in the next few years.
Yeah, and Quasi, a lot of people feel. Sorry to cut you off, my man. Sorry. A lot of people feel that you have to be in the. You don't have to be in the physical body. They say you got to be in the spiritual body to leave that hole that you're talking about.
No. I'm telling you, I have the eyes to see.
Yeah, I know. That's why I know.
It's resonating with me completely, Quasi. My God, man. Yeah. I mean.
We're in this together.
Resonate. This is a resonating. This is really resonating. It really is what you're saying. And you ask what prophets bled, and I think I'm looking at a prophet in our time, and for our own good medicine of things. I'll say that. I'll make that statement right now on that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No. He made me feel like I was a prophet because I was carrying the torch, and the way Quasi speaks to me is with 100% respect. I'm not going to get
dire, brother. Time is dire.
And he
let me inject
me like a mirror image because we're blood brothers.
That's right.
The highest form.
You became blood brothers with the entire universe. I'm telling you, it's an amazing feeling. Wait till you get. Look,
we're all created equal, so we all have that same power in all of our blood. Men, women, black, white, it doesn't matter. Our blood's the same.
Look, we're in this together, people. We need to stick together for our survival, if not love for each other. You know what I mean? And like I was about to say, we got to keep it simple. being that everybody's not at this level yet, we have to keep it simple. They say lose the name and win the game, right? We got to throw out all the names. They gave us all these freaking names to confuse all of us. Half of the names, like you'll hear Dionysus, you'll hear Apollo. Half of these names are all talking about the same thing. One side of a light hole is a black hole, and they're all. It's either the sun, the moon, or the black hole sun, or the four-letter God. These are the four key pieces in the that they broke the names over the ages or whatever into so many different names that it's to confuse us all. So Horus is the same as Ra is the same, but people say Amen. That's from Amen Ra. So you go to you kneel down at church. You go kneel down towards the feminine. You place holy water, which is feminine water, on your forehead, and you're doing the flat earth thing. You're showing the Father and the flat earth plane, not a circle, right? You go Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're making the flat earth plane. And,
elliptical of the sun. And don't forget, guys, tomorrow is one of the, if you want to say the holiest days, it's the spring equinox is tomorrow. And if you guys want to spill your blood and do your blood over in 10 tonight or tomorrow, I think it's a great day. Because
upload, yeah, man, you're correct. That would be, wouldn't it? Right
tomorrow
on
for me is one of the holiest days. If you want to say holy, it's the spring equinox. It's the Aries, the beginning of the zodiac sign. It's the ecliptical. So,
well, Quasi.
Right. I remember I published on Christmas with my son. We did Christmas 3 hours before midnight on Christmas Eve. It was the 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We uploaded it, and 360 days later, I was looking at the calendar, and it was 360 days, not 365, and I was able to make the connection that magic, whatever it is, it goes full circle. So they threw those extra 5 days on there to throw us all off. Yeah. There's only 360 degrees in a circle. There should be 360 days. The fact that there's 365 days, they can chop it up to whatever they want, to this or that. But we know a circle is a circle, right?
Yeah.
That's the other reason I trust you, Quasi, is because that's the information I have, and no one sees that because they're not supposed to. And you really don't see that unless you're full circle, and that's the point. And
well, I saw that a long time ago, the lunar solar calendar. So,
well, there's different degrees through different organizations and different levels through this inside machine that's constructed against us throughout time that has us in this condition in the first place. That's what we're breaking here with them.
You got to get rid of time and money. Time and money needs to go.
That's right. You're right. That's correct. The money, we don't need it. We don't need the money. But I think that to get rid of the money, we have to take it from them.
Yeah. No, what we have to do is we have to make it valueless. Where all the wealth that they have, to make it valueless, all we have to do is decide that we're no longer, money is useless because we're not using money anymore. Then all that money becomes valueless, and they're at the same level we are.
We're all going to wake up and realize that.
Just a piece of paper, guys.
That's crazy. That's so much wealth for what purpose? What are you going to do with all that wealth? Rub all those houses in our faces and all these jets? I mean, that's just crazy.
It is, man.
Nobody should have to work, and if we do work, it should look. There's 7 billion people on the planet. If we all work 1 hour a week, that's 7 billion man-hours a week. We can erect or do anything.
Towards something spiritual, towards something positive.
We can build mansions for everybody. We all work a week and 7 billion man-hours a week. That's everybody working 1 hour. No,
so see, we're at critical mass for solutions right now.
Whatever. Even if a person's old, they can just stamp papers for an hour, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Quasi, have you ever heard of Earth ships?
Earth shift?
Yeah, it's in Mexico. They got 2 acres, and they just build houses all off the grid. Use tires, use everything natural from the earth. It's called Earth ships. Earth ships,
right? I've seen stuff like that, and there's other ones also where people do interesting stuff like that. But the thing is that they left all of us out. It's got to be for everybody.
Right.
And you know what? They say this is like Obama's going to be the last president. This, the last that. which flushed people out. And it is, because heaven's coming to earth, and we don't need these guys anymore. I know that it's scary a lot of times that they seem like they have so much power, so much control. But I'm telling you, the universe has shifted. It's 3 weeks ago when the clock hit 1, 2, 3, 4. It literally shifted in our favor. I felt it. It's like the 100th monkey set in or something. I felt the shift, and I can see where we're going in all this. It's like people say, well, you should be scared of what you're doing. Why? What am I doing? I intend
You're
to
seeing, brother. That's it.
School done, and usher in heaven and earth, put my blood on it and publish it. There's nothing wrong with that. What the fuck is to be scared about?
Well, Quasi,
Scared about that?
only reason.
Yeah, people are whacked out. I know you got paranoia and stuff.
I know.
I'm not worried at all.
Well, Quasi, only reason that I feel like this is the next step in my path, which I had already wrote up my letter, is because when I was little, I have blood sisters. That was common for us to cut ourselves, just a little cut, and rub our blood together. So that just really meant a sisterhood or a brotherhood, and I feel like that's just what we're doing full circle.
Right, like people make a deal. They spit on their hand and go, and then they shake hands. Or Indians will slice their hand. So the nobility, I was like what Daniel was saying in the last video. Yeah, when you're risking somebody else's livelihood, it would be smart to have them place their blood over their intent. I recommend we all keep it simple. I intend to usher in heaven and earth, so that other people duplicate it, and we keep it simple, and there's less to think about, and it you know what I mean? So when you go,
And that's easy, real easy.
Keep it simple, and maybe, you know, I know you feel like you got to say all these things. I didn't say all those things, and look what happened to me. I became whole and complete, and I got my faculties back. And I didn't write all the stuff you guys write out. I recommend you keep it simple, because the other people that are following in our footsteps, to get their minds all racing that they have to say this and that, it just becomes overwhelming. You don't need to do that. Once you put that blood over the antenna, hits the Ethernet, it goes straight to the creator, the L. This is a computer simulation. Our DNA is the code. My code was changed clearly. I went from literally retarded to where I am, being able to decode stuff in no time at all. And everybody else gets the same thing, because you're no longer hiding your intent, and you're on the right path, and you're really the extension of your creator. I feel like the extension of my creator. You know, I don't pray, because to pray is to tell your creator that you don't approve of the divine plan, and you're going to fight against him every step of the way.
You're resonating to me right now. What's resonating to me is that when I do the blood over intent tomorrow and I post it on the internet, because I did it, Quasi, but I didn't comprehend that you do it on film and upload it, okay? I thought it was a contract between me and the creator, and I wrote it out, and I put my blood on it. And so, but, you know, tomorrow I'm uploading mine, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep mine completely as simple, because silence is golden in their law.
And we're here talking because you did that. It's that your blood brought you towards
it's a cleansing, isn't it?
It's meeting up here.
You.
Yeah.
This is great.
You're getting cleaned up, and it probably spiritual changed the code, like deletes their RAM or whatever.
Yeah.
Encryption
I told you when you did yours, Lee. I'm sorry to cut you off. When you did yours, I just said, like, you did it on paper. You spilled your blood before you even knew about this right now. And I said maybe it didn't go as quickly because it didn't hit to the Ethernet, so maybe it didn't travel at, like, light speed. When you're doing it on the Internet, I think it's going to go, like, a lot faster.
Right,
so.
now, hear me out. Before the Internet, you would simply publish it in any newspaper of the day. If there was no newspaper, you would post it at any watering hole that people gathered around at. So if before the Internet, I would have written my intent down. I would have had it printed in the newspaper with 2 witnesses stating that they saw me spill my blood over it. And that would have been the equivalent of the Internet. Before that, if there was no publications, if we were to go back farther, it would have been that you nailed it to or stuck it to the tree at the watering hole.
Or put it in your Bible.
What I'm saying is that if published.
Oh, okay, yeah,
What I did is I published it to the Internet, but let's say there was no Internet, I would have published it to a newspaper with 2 witnesses stating that they saw me spill my blood over. If there was no newspaper or publication, because this goes way back to like the Stone Age or something, I would have stuck my intent up to a tree, and it would have had the same effect. The L would have changed my DNA code, and I would have went from retard to genius back then. But the point I'm trying to make is that it doesn't matter if there's the internet or not, or if there's a place to publish it. It's that before there was a place to publish it, you would have stuck your intent up at the watering hole for everybody to see. Before the internet, we had publications like newspapers. You would publish it in a newspaper stating that these two witnesses saw you spill your blood over it. When now we're here in the future, we have the internet, we could just do it all with our cell phones and put it up there. But the mechanism is the mechanism that gets you on the path where you're walking with your creator. And the creator then changes your DNA code so that you can see. I was given the eyes to see. That was programmed into me. Just like it's going to be programmed into you or anybody else, because you're no longer a threat to the creator. You're here on behalf of the creator, and then you're going to need those special powers so you can carry out your intent to fruition. So I was given this ability to see stuff so I can carry my intent to fruition, which is bringing forth heaven and earth for the sake of our children and their children's children. You know what I mean?
I have a question real quick.
Go ahead.
When you say that it has to be uploaded to the internet, so are you thinking that it's not going to work if we just take a personal?
It had to be uploaded in. I said you could have published it in any newspaper of the day.
Well, and now we're talking about the internet.
You could have wrote it out on parchment and stuck it to a tree by the watering hole. It doesn't have to be the internet. What I was saying is that these are modern
nowadays,
and we're doing it this way for a reason, because these are modern times. We could do this from the comfort of home. We're taking back this universe from the comfort of home. Okay? No gather. You see what they do to people in the streets, right? Who gather in the streets? We need to do this from the comfort of home. Okay? I really got you guys. My wife had made dinner. I got to go eat. Okay? And, so listen, the questions, anything you guys have, just shoot at me.
Well, you answered all my questions. I'm with you with the keeping it simple, because that was one of the first videos I ever made. Whenever I talk, I just want to keep it simple. KISS. Keep it simple, Smarty.
Yeah.
And it's just really a simple process. The intent is wholehearted and good. If you believe in the Creator, this is a process you would take just to confirm your intent.
A question when you this is the question. I feel that that's also evidence. The video is evidence, and also that contract that you physically signed that you took the videotape of, and I would recommend hanging on to that as evidence. For any kind of legal action, in your own records.
Listen,
and what do you think of that? I mean,
listen to me very carefully. Listen, we are really walking with our Creator here. Blood over intent. This is going to take us back. This is it. This is the greatest thing. I can feel. I can see it. I can't wait till you guys can see it also. I know you're right behind me. You're going to be seeing it also. But it unfolds very, very quickly. Your blood hits the internet. 90 days later, your mind is open and awake, and you're decoding everything. It's such a short time.
Yeah. I think it's 90, 180, 270, 60. Those are the holy days.
The reason I'm saying is it was the Creator who did it, because it was a change in me that happened from above, and it was giving me the eyes to see all the stuff that nobody else could see, and now again, this is real, okay? And like I said, throw all those names away, because all the names are confusing, and only the devil hides in tent. I try and stick to words like our Creator, only the devil hides in tent. It's separated those two things. But then you start bringing Saturn, Satan, all these things in. It turns out we are inside of Saturn right now. Look at the Freemasons have those, like a Freemason is like Free Ma, Sun, the mother sun. They were taken over. They were originally there to free the mother sun, right? Freemason or Mason would be mother sun. You have one side of a light hole is a what? Is a black hole. The divine feminine or the black hole sun. Okay, the Holy Spirit is what that is. It's that all of our hearts are a fractal of the black hole sun. And we're black holes ourselves drawing in light. And this type of, just hearing me say that, it might sound like I'm crazy for saying that, but if you start digging deep, you'll see that. Just type into your computer when you get a chance, the black hole sun forbidden information. You'll start to see all these, just a couple of sites that, you'll click through and you'll see that little bits and pieces will start coming together. You'll see it. But everybody knows the song Black Hole Sun, right? But nobody knows what it is until you show them. Okay?
Well, what you're describing would mean there's low energy nuclear reaction alchemy going on inside our bodies continuously.
That's right.
That's what it implies.
It's like, that's right, bro. I'm telling you, you guys are gonna. I know. Since Daniel's already has it. Look, I really appreciate you guys. I want to have more Skypes with you. Okay, so
yeah, definitely.
whatever you guys want me to. Okay, I'm at your service. We're in this together.
Thank you, brother. That's really cool. That's what counts. That's really, hey, that's what counts. That's where it counts too. That's it. We gotta hang together. Hey, if it's blood, it's blood, and it is blood, and we're human, and that's what we all need to see. It's coming together under the blood. You're right. Quasi, I appreciate your. I mean, dude, I'm glad we have you here because the resonance that you've given to me in clarity of mind and awareness. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. I see what to do.
I told Daniel I'm gonna do it whenever you need me. I'm at your disposal. Okay, guys.
Thank you, man.
When you need me, I'll be there for you.
All right, man. Have a good day. Have a good day.
I promise you. I love you guys.
Love you, man.
Thank you, Quasi.
Love you, brother.
All right, be good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really, I knew you guys were going to get a lot of information from that, and he answered everything that I could say, but I know I always have my own thoughts on it too, which is pretty much like 90% of the way he's going parallel to him. But yeah, so how do you guys feel about that?
Well, I agree with the numbers and how things might happen 90 days, 180 days, just because I know the whole universe is phi and pi. So to be mathematically like that, I believe in that wholeheartedly. As far as the disk,
it'll unfold in that way in their system. I'll tell you what I got out of what he said. For my comprehension of the resonations that he was putting through to me through it, and I guess you get the resonations at what level you are with him. He seems to be an oracle. Anyway, the complete total awareness that I have from what he said is quite shocking to me. I'll say that. I look at it, this blood over intent, as a purifier. Let me put it that way. I'm purifying myself, and it must be true if we take him for his words, which would mean that some of these things that we've been exposed to, you take everything with a grain of salt, but it's there, and the good points stick out as truth, and the devil covers things, or the evil, or this, whatever it is. Okay, I'm not going to name it. It's it too.
I feel like, how serious is this conversation? All he's saying is what he did. And all he did was he felt like he had to, with some intent, share his holy blood and knew how sacred his blood was just on a piece of paper saying he intends wholeheartedly to do the best will for the Father. Yeah, that's all he's saying.
But he's saying he's throwing that back up into a computer program. See, and that changing the physiology of that code of that computer's program. Now,
but he's not telling anybody, light 2 black candles, light a purple candle, do 10 jumping jacks.
Yeah, that's more ritualistic.
But do you see what I mean? It's really so simple. If you believe in the Creator, you would have no problem doing any of this.
Well, but I will say this, from what I got from what he said, if you're going to do this, you better get ready to see, because it seems to me that it's a better.
I'm telling you guys, in a matter of days.
I mean,
but Lee and Daniel, I feel like things cross people's paths when it's time to see, because if it's a message not for you, you wouldn't even be able to perceive it. So I feel like anybody that hears this message or is getting spoke this message is already ready for this message.
Right, but it's going to resonate to whoever watches it because it's on that level of there's a frequency. We're at a range. We're at good range. Okay, and I'll say that because this is to where a kindergartner can understand it.
Yeah. Because they're indoctrinated, they're brainwashed.
It resonates because it's within. Okay.
Yep. And we created a forum right now. We have a platform, a forum,
and of course,
plug, an outlet. So if someone comes here with truth seeking, they plug their plug into this outlet, and this conversation right here would answer everything they need to know about
blood intent. Yeah, blood intent.
Blood
over intent. Yeah, blood.
Yeah, yes. And if they came here truth seeking and looking for some type of answers or solidifying their journey, this forum right here, this platform is giving a lot of information. And I'm telling you, now this was the first time I think he exposed his face. So if you just put Quasiluminous in the tags or whatever, and people see this as one of his videos, this is the first time he ever really exposed his face. So it's pretty big, and it's on the internet.
I'm going to put his link, too, so people, because I'm definitely going to watch his last few videos. I've watched 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then I got sidetracked with you posting Marty Lead, and then that led to the creation story I found. So that's what I've been doing for 2 hours.
A little bit
I'm
of
definitely.
blood.
Great.
Just that small amount of our blood is nothing in comparison to what we need to know empathetically inside our heart. We know that's the truth. That's nothing. It's nothing.
And Lee, how lucky are we, because you were trying to figure out a day in April to do this, or a day of significance, and how about tomorrow's the equinox, the 21st?
Yeah.
It doesn't get better than that.
That's the beginning of everything for me. That's the holiest day. I tell everyone, really, the 21st? I said, yeah, you don't know. It's the beginning of the zodiac calendar.
Because the sun's crossing over back to life, the equinox.
Yeah. So everything is everything is cross. That's why you have your 90, 180, 270, 360. And those days give you power. The seasons is a transgression of if you're aligned with nature and astrology. Everything works in harmony. So if you're aligned with the seasons, you know what you're supposed to do for each season and how you are supposed to progress or make decisions. You work with, you're more in tune with this clock. And I'm telling you, I'm ready to be aligned, and I'm ready to be in tune with all of nature, astrologically, the way it should be, by way of the sun, by way of the ecliptic, by way of the sine wave, by way of everything that you know in your heart to be true, by way of your heart. Because your heart is a light fractal of the sun, and it's at the center.
And it's easy because you can get an app on your phone and switch the Gregorian calendar to the Luna solar calendar, and that's that 360-day calendar. So it's really easy.
I'm going to do that. Yeah. There's an app you said? I'll do that.
It's an app, and I don't know what it's called, but I'll send you the link if I can get it off my phone. And it just breaks the Gregorian calendar to the lunar solar calendar, because when I was in religion, I wanted to know when the Sabbath was, and that's why I got that calendar a long time, about 3 months ago, about 4 months ago. And it just breaks down everything.
Wonderful.
So I intend to usher in heaven on earth.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of, there's a lot of people that came after Quasi that did it because of him, and you hit it on the mark when you said you're looking at sort of profit. Some people might spin backwards in their graves or have their head spin around 360. Get the heck out of here! Watch this guy's video. He's just basically explaining light, vibration, and sound with truth. He put truth to his own vibration, sound, and light, and this is what the visions he got from the sun by sun gazing and grounding. And he has the eyes to see. So when he says at the center of the dish, because a lot of people were like, well, you gotta wait till you die, and then your soul's gonna find the center. Don't get distracted when you sneeze. Basically, your soul will go to the center of the dish, and try to escape from the ash trailing light to the eye in the sky.
And it's funny. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, he just wanted to say that he's big on saying you don't have to be dead to do this. You have you can physical body form. We can do it together. That's where my eyes can't see because I'm not at his level yet. But hey, he looked at me and said, when I said that to him, I said, so you don't got to be in physical body form, because I wanted to hear that from his mouth. He looked at me and he said, this is what I see because I have more days than you. I'm telling you, I see this. So I understand what he said when he looked at me and said that, because that's how I communicate with him on a level that's, you know, I guess I should be communicating with everybody at that level. And you're going to get the eyes to see when you do this. And just wait. I didn't hit 90 days yet. I didn't hit 180. You know, I didn't hit any of those holy...
Just enjoy today. You have it done. You're getting messages. We don't have to wait for the 90-day marker, the 180, and wait for unicorns to come. It's just a statement you're making with yourself, some kind of putting your foot down to stand for something that we can stand for and have a right to, our blood.
Yeah, yeah.
And put it to good use over intent. And it's funny he was talking about the black hole sun. I was just watching a video about the black hole sun, and that's the first time I ever heard that in my life, and then he speaks on it.
Okay. Wow. Well,
and
I thought of you guys. For tomorrow or tonight. I said, what better than the day in the calendar, March 21st?
And I forgot all about it.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a great day to start. You know, so you're really aligned with it. Because spring is all about changes. It's all about rebirth. You're coming back from the death. Now you're being reborn again, and it's all about changes. This spring is a little bit different from last spring, but it's all the same cyclical cycle. And now it's different from last spring because now you want to do your blood over intent and be reborn in that aspect for the rest of the year. And this is a new chapter of your life. And what better day than tomorrow or tonight?
I was confused because I thought that I heard you say that he has done this a couple of times, doing the blood over the intent, but I thought I heard him.
I intend to do that as well, at least twice, and I'll explain myself. I want to do it very simple at a kindergarten level, like a baby. And then once my eyes are on after I do this process, I want to rewrite the contract between me and the Creator and do it correctly, straight between me and Him, and then put my blood on that and upload that too. So kind of like being baptized by the fire, you could say.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about that. The contract is a death contract that you're putting upon yourself. So if you don't mean it, you shouldn't sign it. I'll say that as well.
Heck
This is a very serious thing between you and God. And it's about blood, the spiritual currency. And it's not some animal's blood you're going and killing or someone else's blood. This is your own blood that you're putting on the document.
And I love this movement because, you know, Satanists and all that stuff has used the blood for so many bad things and curses and voodoo. So now we can use the blood for good.
Yep. Think about
and make a movement.
About all the wars that are spilled. And by the way, those guys, they're dressed with ritualistic attire.
Oh, yeah.
They have all ritualistic symbols on them. So they're basically giving their intent. So it's like, listen, it's like them telling you, I want you to die. You're nothing but a dog to me. You're this, you're that. You're doing it for our purpose, for our sacrifice. And it's like we're saying, okay. So it's like that lesser magic is us complying without knowing. So we're complying. That's the lesser magic. It's like, oh, don't say we didn't tell you so. We told you guys, and you guys complied with it. We told you, and you guys are doing nothing about it. Matter of fact, you're going along with it. So that makes you the devil. That makes you in compliance with the devil because we're telling you what's in your food, and you're still eating it. We're telling you, we're showing you in movies, a flat Earth, whatever. We're showing you all this. So it's not what you know. It's what are you going to do about it? And the lesser magic exposes everyone to this stuff, and your silence is your consent. So,
and I feel like, go ahead, Lee.
Let me say this, okay? Look, there are energy flows that need to happen, okay? And what I'm talking about is energy flows. Energy flows
always
through the earth. Energy flows through us. Everything is energy. It's all energy in this physical universe. Okay, now that's just it. Okay, so because we are human beings and we have capacity for these energies of very strong, powerful energies such as love and compassion, okay, gratitude, real gratitude, things like these are the most powerful. We can see how harsh things can be through all the things we've all seen in our lifetime right here. Look, we know that's not right. Each of us know. We're not stupid. None of us are that stupid. Jesus, who is that stupid? I mean, look around. We can't hide it any longer. And so that's it. And so now this is what we do about it to make the change so that humanity can come together and it'd be under blood now, wouldn't it?
And I feel like the blood is so sacred that even if somebody's kind of on the fence doing this but still has that push and will to do this, it's going to see some kind of spiritual awakening regardless once they intend to do this, even if they're not wholeheartedly. I'm doing it wholeheartedly because I'm just at that level in my life. This is just what I would assume next to happen. Like, this doesn't blow my mind. You know what I mean? But
yes.
People, even if they do it and they don't really understand but are led to do it, I feel like something spiritual, I don't want to use the word magical, but something automatically is leading whoever does this to this.
I'll tell you something. It's gonna be the most beautiful, the most spiritual, the most open-minded people that are gonna come first. Like, we set up this thing, you know. Quasi had his followers or people that watched, you know, and then I.
Well, truth has its own convictions, Daniel.
What's that?
Truth, it has its own convictions it convicts who it convicts.
Exactly. And if we set up a platform for people to come to, as well as there's a few other platforms, but they're going to come across this movement, and it's going to be the awakened ones that it's going to resonate with them, and it's going to cause a little domino trickle effect, and you know, and then some people that are like, you know, they had it like, I'm done, I'm tired of losing people to war, and I'm tired of this, I'm tired of giving my money to these tax collectors, I'm tired. Well, if you're tired, this is where you're going to be led to. This is one of the solutions, one of the answers that we can actually make a change. And you don't have to fight in the street and go to get beat up by the cops and have other people beat you up and spit on you and hose you down and set the dogs loose on you. Those days are over. You don't have to do that. You know, and we can align with each other by doing with this, and we can align with our true creator. And I see the beginning of something really powerful and big, and I am really happy to be, as Quasi said, a founding father, or just someone who.
But guess what, Daniel? Even if it isn't big and powerful, I'm just so happy I met you, Lee, Quasi, and I can have a conversation where people actually understand me. So to me, this is already huge because I know 3 other people like me that can have a conversation.
This is what I would say about this, and I'll say this, okay? When I look at things, I take and I make a chart. Well, this is this weighs this way and this weighs that way, and then I weigh it. And so, to me, what weighs out with this is the benefit of this. If this is absolute truth, then it'll have synchronism in it. What Santos is teaching will be there. Okay, if this is the truth, and so then what will happen is if it is the truth, then the benefit that I will have from this is so great that it outweighs, if there's nothing to it, what is it going to hurt? So that's the way I'm looking at it here.
Because it's just like when Jesus healed people. He would say, by your faith, you were healed. So basically, however much you believed is how much you received the healing. Yeah. So I feel like this is just a gateway or an open way for people to take. And it's by my faith, I'm going to receive what I deserve at what level. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Because
Does that make sense?
You're manifesting it into this physical reality that we live in, which is why, Lee, last night and today when you were posting those computer simulation videos
Oh my gosh.
Okay, he's on point. I watched that video too.
Hmm.
You posted a few more, and I was like, okay. I said, obviously it resonates with you. You understand this is like a God's divine database that we live in, all right? And maybe some other dualistic forces also took part in this creation, but at the very core of it, it's his, I'm sorry, I say his, I'm a victim of speech, we all are, but it's the divine creator's source, the light fractals that is in everything, in everyone, in everything, not just living. It's in everything that composes structure in this universe. It's
Right.
computer code. And you have spirit. You have that God spirit light inside every molecular structure inside of you. Trillions of cells. And that's your power, that's your belief, that's your intent, that's you. And we have been stripped away of that. I'm not going to say magic, those power, that divine source. We've been stripped away of that by way of just being a zombie. And the Iron Age is over. So this is part of the awakening, and this is I was saying, Lee, you posted, you understand the simulation of the world you live in. So
It's the
people
Matrix.
that way, they're like, wow, this is a computer code in my hand. I can align it with the computer code to the creator with my intent.
And the intent is this, and that it's an encryption key. That's what I'm seeing. It's a key, an encryption key to unlock the DNA with, because they have our DNA locked down in this program. If that's it, so
Yeah.
if he's well, the vibrations I was getting from him and the awareness he brought me to was that if this is having this kind of effect on him, it can only be because there was a spiritual law that took place. See. That there's something that has happened under spiritual law that has taken place, because each time in my life that those things have happened to me, there was a spiritual law involved in it.
Yeah.
See? Every time. And what the last one was meat for me, not to eat the meat. Okay, now you guys probably know a lot about more of the karma and all the things. I haven't heard very many presentations on all of it, but Santos did a presentation that was brutal to someone like me. It just freaked me out. I mean, it freaked me out. And but Quasi, he's same level. That's the same level vibration of the truth. You hear the truth is the truth, and so it vibrates at a frequency that we resonate with, and it's from the inside the resonation comes.
Yeah.
And it causes a
Not everyone
harmony.
Yeah.
It causes a harmony. And it takes away from it makes coherency, okay? And it takes away from all that distortion that they want us to throw out with the trauma and all the crap they're doing. Okay, that causes distortion between us, which causes division. See, and this can help a person. If this helps people to be able to develop themselves inwardly, okay, that's what I'm saying. Because to me, it seems like this is the entire focus of this deal with the blood over the intent. What I'm getting out of it is that it's going to help me. It's going to give me a teacher of the Creator in like a get out of jail free card in the Monopoly game. You hear me? Seriously.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm looking at it. Like it, and so I have high expectations, great expectations. Okay, I can't wait till tomorrow.
I'm just so excited. I can't wait till midnight. I'm uploading mine at midnight.
There you go, man. And I listen, I knew you guys would, too. I said the second I say this to them, they're going to definitely resonate with what I said about the 21st. And, so good luck.
See, so that resonation, though, that's the thing. See, that's what truth does. And that's why the syncretism that is so on point continually. Okay, I mean, if you can look, I guess, into the future with that.
Yeah.
Seriously, if you really had a level of vibratory comprehension, to a I guess really really high place. But see, here's the thing. These go through steps. These things, these resonations, they come in steps, and there's lower frequencies. There's lower spectrums, there's higher frequencies, higher spectrums. You have more capacity, less capacity. You have a dominant capacity. But the thing is what Quasi just laid down was the voltage to it, because that's to our soul, and that's what truth resonates to, because it lies within us. See, you can't know what you I can't know something if I do not know I don't know it. It's when I become aware of it that I can know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
When I become aware. And so awareness, when we are aware, when our perception comes into a level of comprehension that we can just become aware to it. And so these are not hard things to become aware to. I mean, he laid it down pretty daggone simple.
Direct. It was
Exactly
direct.
what to expect. Yeah.
I just feel so excited, like my cheeks hurt.
It's a new beginning. It's what it is. It's a new
And that
beginning.
But I'm just
done that
excited because
some days ago, though, right? Well, how long's it been for him, Daniel?
For who?
800
Quasi?
days.
Yeah.
830, I think. 800, between 825 and 830.
But guess what? It's going to be day one for me tomorrow, and I can't wait.
Yep. But he said 90 days, and then he said after the 360 days, he was not the same anymore. Like, he was not the old Quasiluminous, Superluminous, whatever his name is. He was not the same person. He was.
And when you said that yesterday, or the last time we talked, I said I'm not even the same that I was yesterday.
Which is why I'm on this chat right now, you know?
And now I didn't even remember the 21st, and the 21st just means something so much more to me since I came across Santos in November, and I just can't wait. Like, this is just, I expect this now because my father spoils me so much, it just makes no sense. And so for me to know Lee, Daniel, Quasi, it's like, what's next? Because how he throws stuff on me is snowball effect. I level up. I don't just go to 8.2. I level a whole level up. So he lets me know, you better get what you can get while these people are in your life, because I'm not going to keep this comfort zone, and then I'll move on.
But here, an important thing is that, like, we right now, like the whole world, look what's going on. This is, like I said, I use the word tumultuous times because it is. And there's maybe look in the mirror, maybe realize there's a reason why you, my girlfriend, whoever else, why we have been, how we seek this out, why, like, we are the ones that are spilling our blood over this, you know? And we have to get through certain people, you know. You're going to want to save your family, you're going to want to, but, you know, until then, I'm just a crazy guy.
I'll tell you, I'll expound upon that a little bit of my thoughts of it. The bridegroom is coming, and the bride needs to be ready. And I don't think the bride is everyone. I think the bride goes forth and brings the ushering in, like John the Baptist.
Yeah.
Or like the 10 virgins. Remember, 10 were ready with oil?
Yeah, that's it. And so it's the bride. And so it's the bride. And now, see, not all the virgins were smart. Now, were they?
Nope.
Even though they were virgins, they didn't get to go with the bridegroom. They thought they were going to get to, but they were foolish.
So that's a good little
analogy. Yeah.
Analogy.
Well, I mean, and it'll be enough. It'll be exactly enough, because from my experience with the Creator, He's real cocky about the numbers.
That's what I said.
Pardon my French, but yeah, He's like arrogant, man. But can you blame Him? All right, I'm not going to put the blame there. Hey, grace is great, right? Seriously, forgiveness is an awesome thing.
It is,
and
man.
A man's better than the worst thing he's done. You know, a man really is. He's better than the worst thing he's done. If he's wanting to better himself and come out and realize, oh, you know what, it doesn't matter. You know, if he can better himself from whatever. And I've watched veterans come back, Korean War veterans, that, you know, are at the end of their life, and they're like, because they had done killed people in war, and we're feeling, you know, they're dealing with this crap because, and so, you know, a man's better than the worst thing he's done, all right, but I think the thing what Christ said, wasn't it, was he who is without sin cast the first stone, but then he told her, he said, go and sin no more. And so that's what we need to do. We need to realize that he's not going to stand in judgment of us either, okay? And he's going to put that judgment forth to where no one else can stand and cast those stones at us. But we need to go and sin no more when we know. So you're innocent until you know. Then after you know something and you know it's truth and you know, then, you know, he that knoweth to do good and doeth it not,
Yeah.
Sin.
Or know better, do better.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if you know to do it and it's right, and you don't, then you're sinning.
Well, guess what? This fruit is ripe. It is going to get picked tonight, and it's going to be so juicy and good, and I can't wait.
Good for you. Good for you.
I just am so excited. You guys don't even know. I'm just so excited.
So now,
I mean,
let
I'm so
me ask you a
excited.
question, a technical question about the document. Now, we're just going to write our first name on it, right? Or do we write our whole name, or how do we?
You're getting too carried away, Lee.
Well, no, I'm just curious.
This is not like a legal. Don't forget, legalities were made by humans. Humans look to trick you and bring you down. This is your direct words. Like, I intend. Again, you can go to my video. There's a bunch of videos out there. Just type "blood and over intent" on YouTube.
Yeah, I've done that. So we just put our name on it, right? That's what he's saying.
You can. I sign mine with my name. A lot of people do. Not everyone does. You could put your first and last name if you want.
You signed what with your name? You signed your name in blood?
Well, I guess you could. However you want to do it, I guess then.
Well, I signed my name with a pen. I just
Because your
I was
blood's
gonna
your
say,
DNA
that's a lot
anyway.
of blood.
Yeah, if you want to get crafty, I mean, damn.
That's a lot of blood. When you prick your finger, not that much blood comes out now. I just did the DNA test. I mean, the blood test, trying to figure out my DNA, and not that much blood comes out.
Yeah. Well, I intend to usher in heaven on earth. After that, you can say whatever. I also said I choose to void all contracts, agreements I've made with false light beings. You can say I choose to reclaim my divinity. Peace, love, harmony. Lee, you love words, man. You could put, if you want to make it a little bit more complex, you can do that, but
yeah, I just want to keep it simple.
Yeah,
right now, and that's what I want to tell people that are intending to do this and intending to do the intent over blood. We just heard it from Quasi, though, just to keep it simple. I don't want to vibrate at a real high frequency over people's heads who aren't ready to receive that or comprehend or understand it. But just know that here's what I see is happening. That we have more benefit that we can get out of it, and if it was something wrong, we have forgiveness on his end because he forgives us. They know the deceit that we're under and this evil we're against, and I'm sure that if it is correct, we'll know probably immediately from what Quasi's testified to in front of us. He testified to that. Now, you go and do it, it don't happen. That makes him look like a fool. Why would he want to do that? I don't get vibes off that fool.
I'm telling you from what I wrote. With what I wrote, I am not the same from 2 weeks ago. I'm not the same, and I'm telling you, man. You're
testifying to the same thing.
Daniel and Lee, you have to remember I just said this is going to be something that ushers in what you put out. And you don't have to really worry about what you write because I'm pretty sure all of us consult our thought adjuster or Holy Spirit or whatever you want to call it, that intuition, and you ask whatever source to speak through you to other people. So you're going to automatically know what to write when you sit down and say, okay, here we go. You're going to know what to write.
Well,
and if magic...
From my understanding, the computer we're using right now to do this very thing is an artificial intelligence entity, which is a computer
AI
actually running, and from my understanding, it has a consciousness to it. Now,
but
from what Quasi's saying, let's talk about the high implication of it. The high implication of it would be then. This goes into that computer program because it is your DNA on that contract and everything's under God's law, natural law. Go to a study with Mark Passio. Yeah, he'll show you all about natural law. You'll completely comprehend it. Great grade on natural law and for comprehension of what that is.
Or so just the Declaration
what
of
I
Independence.
realize is law. See, now I've been 13, 14 years on the law because I realize that is the device that they use to do all these things that they've done. And so that's why so much with me with the law. But this is a document, and so, and I think keep it simple, and I'll say that because of the maxims of the law. Some of them are, you hear things in the maxim of one of the maxims of law is silence is golden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But you need to put forth your intent. Okay, and there's power in intent all through the maxims of law. The maxims themselves charge the law with intent and the power of intent. And so when someone silent, silence is not golden sometimes because silent also means compliant. That you
Mm-hmm.
comply. The law can say that as well. So, but what I mean is, we're not really being silent, but we're not saying much with that. The way that he give us there, he's put it down like that and put your blood on it. Get your blood on it. The DNA is what's important, and so let's put that DNA, our program. Let's put our program back through the program as the key to cleanse us from that program. That's what I'm
Right.
seeing this document is doing. Spiritual law wise, which they have to obey because they have to obey the creator, not their whoever, whatever it is. Okay. I don't know what it is. I've heard lots of theories, but I have not wrapped my head exactly around what this the absolute basis of its relative existence. Let me put it in that term. Okay. And so I'm not going to claim to know that, but I know that there is something in existence, and I know that it's a dire thing, and we're in a dire time with this device, and I know its intent. I know its intentions, and so we better get our affairs in order, and that's what this is about, the
Right.
whole thing. And so I hope that resonates with people that watch that go back and watch this. But
Well, like Quasi said, the 100th monkey is we already got 100 monkeys. So,
well,
like he said, we're above. So, I'm with Quasi on, I'm just happy I have two brothers right here that did it, or three. I
here's
could
the way
care
that
less.
works, Jada.
Hmm.
Okay, now the monkeys didn't take the potatoes and go and bury them and then pull them out and eat them with more sand on them. They
Right.
learned to take them over and wash that sand off because the sand was undesirable. We are full of undesirable. We don't want no more of that. So if this is going to make things worse on us, we're definitely going to know that too. So if it's like this guy that's trolling Quasi that I've seen, okay, and I don't know if he's just convicted in his head and spun or what's spun which way or what, but it makes sense to me to do it with all the benefit versus I got a vault of grace if I was incorrect. You understand? Because
Right.
there's forgiveness, and that's a big vault of grace, and nobody can't out sin that grace. So, but it's not that extremely giant of a sin, you know. Where'd Daniel take off to?
I'm trying to pull, I'm doing this thing right now to send him to hang out again. I think he got booted. And then if he can't get back in, we can just end this because I feel like keeping it simple on this.
Yeah, yeah, and so that's the thing, though. Is just that it when you weigh it out, it makes sense to go ahead and just do this for yourself. It is your blood. If all of these things that we've been exposed to, if it is there's truth in these things, then we'll know. And you're not going to know till you do it. You can't know till you do it. And so there it is. All right then. And we can uh,
Yeah,
talk
I
a little
can't get
later.
him. I sent a thing, but we'll just stop this before it messes up. I feel like the point got across. I feel like this is
So
going to resonate to
it's
who this is supposed to resonate to, even if it's just for me. I'm glad for that.
yeah, me too. I'm glad the awareness that I have from what Quasi said, because he really come across to me exactly, really, it's shocking to me. But all right,
Well, you know what's funny, Lee? It didn't even really cross my mind, or would I do this? Would I not? I know I'm a child of God, and I'm 100%. That's the whole reason I even did this YouTube channel. But what resonated to me was when Daniel said tomorrow's the 21st, and I was just thinking like, yeah, and it just is such a fresh new start. So why not?
Jada, here's what it is. The Creator has an expression through each of us, and
Hmm.
He wants to share that expression with us. See? And that's what this life is. It is the Creator has an expression. It's His expression. And so He's the one, that is experiencing this life with us. And we've always known that. Each of us know it. Uh, and we know it intimately. It's just how do we separate this, what we think we are, from what we know it is. And so
Right.
that is done from within each of us. We can't do it for each other. If we could do that, I'd do it for everyone.
Right.
So each has to see that, and it's not um, it's not a bad thing. It's just the way within which we're created, and it's His design, not mine. So, but the thing is, I submit I submit my vessel, and so
Right.
that's just me though. Now there might be people that don't, and they're on their own line, and that's His business and their business. And see, that's why I can be grounded, because I can realize that I can't get the salvation for anyone else. I only have access for myself. See,
Right.
and that's all of us. But all right,
Yeah, I'm going crazy over here. Okay, I'm gonna end this.
all right.
I just
We'll post it because I
wanna-
want to watch it. And see
I
what-
know, but don't post it until I put the links in and stuff. And
Thanks.
all
Thanks.
right,
That was
well,
really cool. I mean, really, I have a great understanding of the blood over intent from this video more than anything I've gotten off of the internet, period. So that's great.
I'm excited, and I will be posting at midnight. So,
All right.
all right, I'll talk to you later, Lee. Bye, everyone. For now, but not forever.